Hello and welcome to Prism Prints. I'm Ben, and in this video, I want to share a few tips and tricks I've learned for hard surface modeling using Shapelab VR. I'll go over some useful tools, menus, and methods I like to use for hard surface projects. We'll sculpt a little robot throughout the process, which is available to download for free. And I'll share my 35% off promo code for Shapelab if you're interested in trying it out. The first tool to become familiar with is the Gizmo. It allows you to move, rotate, and scale geometry along the X, Y, and Z axes, and can be toggled on or off with the press of a button. I use the valve index, so it's the left B button for me. Movement is controlled with the cones. Rotation is controlled with the arches. Planes lock you to a specific axis while moving freely on the other two. You can increase or decrease the scale on individual axes using the cubes. The resize symbol at the bottom right is overall scaling. The four-way arrow at the bottom center allows you to move along all axes without rotation. The rotate symbol at the bottom left allows you to rotate objects by rotating your controller. At the top, you can toggle between origin and geometry or origin only. Just below that, you can toggle between global and local grids. Next, you'll want to utilize snapping points. Pulling up the context menu, select the Transform tab. Selecting Grid Snap will lock your movements to a specific distance. Angle Snap will lock your rotation to a specific degree. And Snapping Ratio locks scaling to a specific percentage. Becoming familiar with the settings in the Create tab is also very useful. I prefer to start with the cube. You can control the ratio along specific axes, each setting also has a reset button if you'd like to start fresh. Next, under Shape Modifiers, you can add a hole to the geometry, taper it, and control the polygon density. Scrolling down, you have some bevel options where you can control the percentage being beveled both horizontally and vertically. You can also choose between a sharp or round bevel. At the bottom left of this menu is a section called Place Object At, and you want to select Scene Origin. This will place the object so that it's lined up nicely with the X, Y, and Z axes. Another useful tool is Clone Object. Used in tandem with the Gizmo, you can use Clone Object to build up some interesting shapes pretty quick. When you want to select multiple objects, hold down the trigger until the pointer begins to flash blue and white. Then, select the objects you want while keeping the trigger held down. In the context menu under the Remesh tab, you have the Voxel Remesh settings. I like to play with these settings to give myself more polygons for adding details. I want to add a vent detail, so I just need a little more to work with. The next useful tool here is Boolean Object. With this operation, you can union two objects, subtract one from another, intersect, or join them. Object A is represented with blue, and Object B is represented with pink. For this, I want to subtract the small slivers from the blue plate, creating the vent. I'll voxel remesh once more to smooth out some edges. For this next portion, I wanted to figure out a way to add grooves. I tried scaling up the main cube with the clone tool, then making it as thin as the groove will be. Then, I cloned the thin cube, scaled it down so that it sits just inside the original main cube, and scaled up the Z-axis. By hiding the original cube, I can now subtract the inner cube from the thin cube, making it like a ring. Now, I can unhide the original cube, do some voxel remeshing for a cleaner Boolean operation, and subtract the thin cube from the original cube, thus making the groove. The Symmetry tab in the Context menu is very useful for hard surface projects as well. You can mirror geometry over the X, Y, and Z axes with the option to mirror and weld into one object, or clone and mirror as separate objects. Up top, you can choose what you want to act as the mirror. When picking reference from the scene using the eyedropper tool, your pointer will become pink, allowing you to select the object to become the mirror. Now, just select the axis or axes you want to mirror across and hit apply. You also have symmetry options just below the wireframe toggle. It kind of depends on what you feel comfortable using and what works best for the project. Switching between global and local grids helps to get correct angles and alignment when building up your model. I hope you found these tips and tricks helpful and like the finished little robot. Again, it is available to download for free at any of the links in the pinned comment. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts and if you have any tips and tricks to share. Also, if you would like to try Shapelab out for yourself, my promo code will get you 35% off. Use SL Prism when you purchase from their website, or SL Prism-A0B9F3 when you purchase from the Meta store. All this info is in the description if you are interested. Thank you so much for checking this out, and best of luck on all your future hard surface projects. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.